This is a close-up of the SteelSeries QCK Plus. In terms of the weave, it seems to go every which way, and I can't tell if there's any difference no matter which way you move the mouse. You notice it's got a bit of a sparkle to it, it's shiny, and it is a bit louder than the other pads. This one's a Roccat Taito, this is a Razer Goliathus. So you notice that the Taito is actually quite shiny as well. These are very similar, but I think the Roccat Taito is just a bit smoother. But the Goliathus is much smoother. If I had to choose, I would choose the Goliathus because it's my preferred pad, but there's really very little difference between the sound of them. They're all high quality, good pads, you can't really go wrong with any. So the mouse feet glide over it quite nicely, but you actually have your hand on there as well. And when you rub your hand over these, the Goliathus actually feels the smoothest. But then again, it is an older pad, maybe I've worn it in. Really not a big deal, just I think the SteelSeries QCK is a bit rougher than the other two, but not by much, it's still a good pad. Something you will notice is the difference in thickness. So the QCK is ultra thin, the Roccat Taito is 5mm, and the Goliathus is in between the two. Which one do I prefer? Well, I pick the mouse up a lot, and I'm doing this constantly, so I actually like a bit of padding beneath the mouse. Furthermore, all the pads I've just shown you will fray, they don't actually have stitched edges. And even the QCK, as thin as it is, still has a top layer. I'm sure that'll come off at some point. Underneath is like a sticky rubber feel. So even with two hands pushing on it, it barely moves. In-game aiming wise, I can't really tell the difference. They all feel really good. I think these are just high quality pads regardless. In terms of drawing straight lines, and wavy ones, the QCK seems to perform perfectly. The Roccat Taito, again, these pads are high quality, I haven't found a problem with them. Now for the real test, can the Abyssus track on these pads? I just updated the firmware again, so I'm not sure if they've fixed the problem. Because the sensor I think is clearly capable of actually doing these fast 180s. But it was just spinning out so often with the Goliathus. So this is on the Roccat Taito. You can see like it's not spinning out, so that's a good sign. Now we'll try with the SteelSeries QCK. Oh, there you go. Again, spinning out. Alright, so let's see if we can actually handle me rocket jumping. Gonna need more health. Yeah, it's not getting a good response. It actually, yeah, there it goes again. Okay, now let's do a proper rocket jump test. Yeah, it just spun out then. I tried to actually do a full 180 and I didn't even get close to that. I'll tell you if it messes up. No, it's good so far. So I have to get faster. I think that may have been a miss, I don't know if it was me or the it. Okay, faster rocket jumps. Yeah, there we go. So that's how fast you have to move it. It can handle a fair bit of speed, but at the same time, like I have had this mouse spin out on me in-game a fair bit. It seems to be a bit better on the QCK than the Goliathus, which I'll try in a moment. And I could get away with this, but if you have an Abyssus, I probably wouldn't recommend QCK. So let's move on to the Goliathus. Alright, here we go, Goliathus. So far so good. 3 rocket jumps to get up. Doesn't matter, no one saw that. There, see that big spin out? Don't know how fast I moved it. Again. Yeah, okay, so that's speed. Now you may have noticed that I am lifting the mouse a fair bit, so I need a decent lift-off distance. So to avoid that problem, I'm just going to move it across the mouse pad without lifting it, just to make sure that it's not spitting out because of that. And there you go. So the best performance was on the Roccat Taito. If you do have one of these mice, maybe stay away from Goliathus pads and QCK. In terms of precision aiming, I'm just going to zoom right in here, using the Myonix caster, and you can see on screen it is really smooth. It's tracking beautifully, no problem right there. And just for contrast, here's what it looks like on a Roccat Taito. Both look extremely smooth to me on screen. I don't see the problems. Yeah, perfect. So both mousepads and the Goliathus all track very well with precision movements. In terms of force needed to actually move the mouse initially and to stop it, these glide, as well as the Roccat Taito and the Razer Goliathus. So there we have it, QCK Plus. It's a good mouse mat. Some people say that the thin one won't bubble as much. I haven't really noticed a difference, so I'd prefer a thicker pad because it is just a bit softer when I'm lifting the mouse all the time, so it's more comfortable when I'm rocket jumping around. The reason I'm not going to recommend these pads, unless you can get them cheaply, is because they will fray eventually, and it's better to get a stitched one. But if you want something to get you by in the meantime, any of these mouse pads will be good. So I hope that helps. Any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you want more mouse reviews, mouse pad reviews, keyboards, and gaming related videos, hit subscribe. If you want to buy these from Amazon, I'll leave you a link in the description. And don't forget to check out the website rocketjumpninja.com. I'll also leave the link in the description. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.